I have been a therapist for 41 years now, which is kind of shocking. And when I wanted to share more of what I do beyond my clients and my own caseload, I instead of using a compilation of my client stories, I decided to use my own. I decided to be more personal and put my own vulnerability out there as a way to tell my story and hopefully normalize this for others and incorporate the healing elements. Because it's important that we don't get stuck as victims, right? That we really
Hmm.
can transform that and transform our lives.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah, going and especially going from a victim mindset and breaking free of that. Yes, 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 yes.
exactly, exactly. Um, and my story is one of having experienced sexual abuse and violence that I was exposed to as a kid, growing up riding horses for an abusive man who owned the stables and the horses there. And kind of that grooming was so slow and was so desensitizing that I didn't even notice what was happening. And those around me didn't notice that either. And of course, we had different definitions of sexual abuse back then. So
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't even in the cultural talk and awareness.
How old were
Um,
you at the time?
I started writing for him when I was 10.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
And then it
Preteen.
lasted, yes, for I wrote a letter to end contact with this man Clarentine when I was in my early 30s. So it was a long stretch of time that I had contact with him at various points along the way. And when I was a kid, it was every day. The horse barn was just down the hill from my house. And I could just run there with my own independence and be with these incredible creatures that I loved so much. And so that set me up as part of the vulnerability to abusers who hold that power and hold that leverage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
Um, yeah,
Mm.
and then down the road, feeling like I'd done my work and that it was behind me and that I had processed it, only to find that its tentacles were still in me and I was acting out some of that undigested trauma
Hmm.
onto my relationships,
Yeah.
and really it's set me up to really jeopardize my marriage at one point because of that. And so I had to go
Hmm.
back and do more layers of healing.
Hmm. Which is common. What you're describing is actually very common. I did the same exact thing.
Yes,
I thought I
yes.
had done a decent amount of healing and come to find out, yes, I had done some, but there was a lot more to go.
Exactly. And I think it's so tempting for all of us to want it behind us or to be
Yeah.
over it,
Yes. Yeah.
right? And so, but it's so multi-layered. And going back to that really helped me see where I could have more agency over my life, where I could create more freedom from the past and freedom from my reactivity about the past. And that's important. So it's not about the past being over or done with. It's how do we integrate that? How does it inform our lives in ways that doesn't limit us anymore? It's
Right,
important.
right, right, exactly. Kind of getting a different perspective, not dismin or diminishing what had happened to us, but just having a different perspective.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's, people are wanting to forget their past,
Uh-huh.
but our
Yeah.
past is what we've lived through, and it's part of our history, and
And part
it's
of who we are.
and part of who we are, and our part of our resilience. And so to honor that, and how to work with it in such a way that it doesn't, take over or get in the driver's seat.
Right, right. We learn to manage it rather than it managing us. That's what I always say. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's right.